all I need to do is to build a business family. So if you can sit down and say you want to build something that will outlive you. So for you to do this kind of relationship, this relation is called transformational relationship. What do you call it? Transformational relationship. So you are going to build a different relationship that has to do with transformational. Okay? So that transforming people's life. So you have to use a skill, leadership skills to make it a reality. Without leadership skill, you cannot do anything with it. So you can earn a fortune. You can earn residual income. What do you call it? Residual income. So we look at the whole diagram and we said the most important factor is you. Touch yourself, say me. Turn to your neighbor, tell your neighbor you. You are the most important factor there. So the moment, yes, thank you so much. The moment you grow yourself, everything grows. The moment you stop growing, everything stops growing. So if you want to become better every day, you need to intentionally create or be part of a community that is about personal development, about how we can create wealth, how we can strategically achieve our dreams and goals in life. Because whatever you expose your brain to, it matters a lot. If you expose your brain to poverty, lack, sorrow, wahala, poor neighborhood, your brain simply manifests what you observe. Because whatever your brain is observing, whatever you're observing, is already recorded and stored in your subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind doesn't debate, it doesn't argue, it doesn't take permission, it just brings whatever is programmed to bring. So you have to actually create an incident and expose your brain to wealth, joy, peace, abundance, the kind of life you desire to have. So we look at the whole process and we say that we need to talk about you as a person, how you can become better. So yesterday, we started talking about systems yesterday, that even God himself created systems for everything. Solar system, vegetarian system, everything God did, he created a system around it. And not just system about it. Even look at yourself. Everything about your life is about system. Turn on system. You have digestive system. You have, of course, respiratory system. Everything about you is system. So the way the God created system is to support each other so that you can live a more fulfilled life. If I start about today's class, shall I? So we want to look at element and component of a system. That's what we want to look at today. We'll look at some elements and components of a system. So we want to look at some elements and components of a system. So every system you have, it has some elements, it has some components. So you have to look at it. You want to create a system in your finance, health system, a good system for have a good relationship, a good system in marriage, a good system in your budgeting, about your money. So there are some elements you need to pay attention to. So about 4 of them, there are so many of them, but we just focus on the most important one, the 4. So we're going to look at 4. Let's start from the 4 elements in a system, the 4 elements that must be in a system. Okay, 4 elements in a system. So without these elements, the system will be compromised, the system will break down, the system will be faulty. So we look at it and we say that in area of your life that you're not achieving the result you want, that means either a component is missing or is faulty. So in your financial life, in your relationship life, in your spiritual life, in your emotional life, any area of your life, in your health, that you are not achieving the result you want, either a component is missing or the system you are operating is faulty. So we're going to look at 4 elements today. We're going to look at mechanism, okay? Mechanism of the element, like you say, the mechanical, you have to look at the motion. The element must always be in the motion to support it. So yes, we talk about solar system, the 9 planets, which orbit around the sun. And each time they orbit, all of them rotate on its own axis. So, and when they orbit, they generate what they call magnetic force that always keep all of them in check. So we're going to look at number 3, momentum. So every element, every system must be able to have a momentum at some point, and it must be managed. It must be like the management. So we're going to look at the management. So these are the 4 we're going to look at today. So let's start from the first one, the mechanism of an element. So every system must have this mechanism part of the component of a system. So I need to take some notes today. So yesterday we talked about systems. So instead of you just struggling in life for money, instead of just struggling in life to just make ends meet, it's just better you sit down and think how you can create a system. Tell us system. Just give it a thought how you can create a system. How you can create a system around everything you have. Why? I will give you the importance of a system. We started talking about yesterday. One of the most important of a system is that so that you rest. One of the most important system is that so that you can automate it. So you cannot always you can leverage on it. So why God has to create systems is because he cannot come in and start creating men and vegetation. No, he just have to sit down and create it once and for all, so that the whole thing, reproduction system can be consistent, and it can be sustained. Turn on sustain. One of the importance of elements is sustainability and consistency in the reproduction of results. Turn on results. If there are systems you have results, some systems you don't have results, that means you've not yet created systems to sustain those results. Okay, so let's take at the first one, the mechanism of a system. Write it down. An arrangement of components. The mechanism of a system is an arrangement of components that are connected. The mechanism of a system is the arrangement of a component. I'm going to talk about some component today. Maybe I should have even mentioned the component before the element, but it's fine. I will still give you the component. So the mechanism of a system is an arrangement of components that are connected and interdependent. The mechanism of a system is an arrangement of components that are connected and interdependent to achieve a common goal. So the mechanism of a system is an arrangement of components that are connected and interdependent to achieve a common goal. So any system you arrange, there must be an element. And the purpose of the elements is to arrange components that are connected and interdependent to achieve a common goal. So you can see, that's why I talk about the respiratory system. We have the nose that the air will enter. You have the lungs. We have this. All these are all components so that are connected together just to achieve that you are alive. So even the digestive system, from the saliva in your mouth to the time you enter your body to the water you drink, everything is interconnected. The components just to help you achieve a common goal. Okay, so I put it here, an arrangement of, I've said it before, an arrangement of components that are connected and interdependent to achieve a common goal. Full stop. If a component is compromised, then the system is also compromised. That's when somebody is living and the kidney fell. One of the components is compromised already. So the body can no longer process wee-wee and poo-poo. So the body will start swelling because one of the organs has failed. One of the components has failed. I say if a component is compromised, the system is also what? Compromised. So anytime you want to create a system in your financial life and you already sit down to budgets, okay, whenever I have money, I'm going to remove 10% and keep. This one I'm keeping this money is not for me to solve problems. I'm keeping the money just to use to buy an asset or to invest that I can have more money. So anytime you don't do that, you've already compromised the system in your financial life. So if a component is compromised, the system is what? Compromised, full stop. Things you need to arrange and bring them together. Mechanisms are the things you need to arrange and brings the component together in your health, in your wealth, in your ministry. So things you need to arrange, and bring them together. Those things are called mechanism. The components you need to arrange and bring them together about your health, about your wealth, about your ministry, about your any part of your life you are struggling with, you need help. So there are things you need to arrange, and bring together to help you achieve the right result you want, the outcome you desire. So right now, you actually desire an outcome to have a successful life. The first thing first is that you need a mentor that is successful, who will achieve what you want to achieve, or who is on the path you're also going. Number two, you need people that after a mentor, you need to study. Tell not study. Because everybody have time to study. So create that time to study. Because you cannot manifest that you don't expose your brain to. So you only manifest that you expose your brain to. So studying about investment is very important so that you can, because you can't be work for money all your life. You have to learn how to make money work for you. And the only way it can work for you is to buy assets. You must know the right things to buy and when to buy and how to buy. So you have to study. You have to get to the right community, get to be the right circle, be the right people so that you cannot always compromise your stance. So there are the things you need to bring together to help you achieve your goal. Eating food, most of the time you have to try as much as you can to avoid anything processed food, canned food. Try as much as you can to go with organic. The things, the fresh food, like the carrot, cabbage, banana, these things will boost your body immune system than eating all these pigs. Not that they are bad, actually, but getting addicted to canned food is not good for your system because one of the ways they produce those things are very, very funny. If human being is taking in oxygen, what we bring out is carbon dioxide. Yes or yes? Yes. So perfect. And the carbon dioxide is not healthy. In fact, if you put waterproof on your head, you will suffocate just because when you drink carbon dioxide, you're going to breathe in again. So anything that carbon dioxide is very bad. So look at what they do. They now carry this carbon dioxide and they pump it into a container, put color, put what they call it soda. They put color, they put one more thing, they call it soda. Soda is a mixture of carbon dioxide, and it's not good for your body. And you're addicted to Coca-Cola, addicted to minerals, it's not good. That's why sometimes it's bring forth some sickness you cannot understand. They even encourage you should not take more than 1 bottle of Coke in a day, because they understand these things are not good for your body. So getting addicted to canned product on your health is very, very bad. In fact, you find it difficult to have a good life, even perform sexually, and everything about your life will not be functioning very, because you're addicted to canned product and canned food. So it's not going to boost your body immune system. So these are the things, components you're going to bring together that will help you achieve. These are mechanisms. Any component you're going to bring together, arrange it like starting a car. You know, when you start a car, there are components they bring together, from the starting of the car to the battery to the engine to the tire. These are all components that makes that body a functionable system. Tenor system, even laptops you bring together, even the amp, everything. There must components you must bring together. When it's got some components of elements today that will help you achieve. So when someone says, I want to become successful, one of the components we expect you to see is that you should know and understand budgeting. Tenor budgeting. Number two, we should expect that you should know about simplification. For a period of time, we call it delayed gratification. What I call it? Delayed gratification. Either 1 month, 3 months, 6 months. We should expect that this particular period of your time of your life, you will stop eating shawarma, pizza, ice cream. You're going to simplify your life to 3 basic things: food, shelter, clothing, for that period. And that period of time, you're not going to give anybody any money. Every money you are having, you must save 50% of it, 30%, 20%, 10%, not less than 10% for that period of time. So purpose of doing that is to be able to accumulate some money, so actually buy assets, to actually invest, so that money can work for you. So by the time you say I want to be wealthy and you're not finding something to do that gives you money, you're not also thinking about how money can work for you, then some components are missing. So then you should also understand that you should not invest in a get-rich-quick scheme. You should not invest in things that promise a lot of money in a short period of time without no work and involved in it. So we expect to be more educated. We expect it to be more to expose your brain to wealth education before you can talk about creating wealth. So number two, we're going to look at its emotions. Then motion. Like imagine producing a car and the car is not in emotion. That is useless. Imagine producing an aircraft. It's not emotion. Imagine God creating human being and the human being is not emotion. It's not going to work. Imagine God created digestive system and it's not in emotion. It's not going to work. So let's look at motion today. Motion is the mechanism. The mechanism is set in motion. That is, this mechanism is set in motion. Mechanism is set in motion. So if all the components are bringing together cannot be in motion, then you are just wasting your time. So mechanism is set. You must set the mechanism in motion. Any components you are arranging together to form the mechanism, all the components must be set in what? Motion. So what is motion? Motion is the movement of one component that affects the performance of the others. Motion is the movement of one component that affects the performance of the other component. Motion is the movement of one component that affects the performance of the other component. Motion is the movement of one component that affects the performance of the other component. So sorry, we want to apologize. You know, in Nigeria system, we have 2 gens already, but we don't know how to, then God broke down this morning. So they have to keep fixing. So we just have to manage. And they can't stop us from moving forward. If you are with me, shout aye. Now, so we're there for this country. Our light system, you have to have 2 electrical power system with you. And that one day, will just mess you up. You know, whether water fell on the diesel or something, I don't know. So they will fix it up. Whether they are going to fix it or not, we must continue. We must make money. They will come and meet us. Yes or yes? You know, so let's move on. So we said that emotion is the movement of one component that affects the performance of the other component. So all those components you put together is called mechanism. Arranging them together, all the components of system, when you arrange them together, it's called the mechanism of the system. But when you connect them together and they start moving, and one is moving and the other one is moving, just like you now. You want to go to, of course, poo-poo or something. Your leg will stand up now. Your instinct will tell you go. Everything is just working your body. So if one of them is faulty, everything is faulty. Yes or yes? Yes. So that is what it means. Because God, like yesterday we talked about the God of system. So God sits down to say, okay, this must happen, this must happen, this must happen. There must be rainy season, there must be dry season, there must be Harmattan. The season must come so that they will planting season, this and harvesting season. So the fact is that as long as we live, there will be planting and harvesting. So it must be sowing and reaping. Life must always come. So it's a system that God created. So if you want to act in that capacity, you must also sit down and create like every other company is created. Coca-Cola created, government created, systems, the political system, of course, the banking system, the telecommunication system. You're going to make call, somebody will answer you. Everything must be systematic. So you cannot sit down to think how you can create a system that will bring you to the desired result you want. That means you are mentally lazy. Mental laziness is that you cannot hold on a thought until that thought becomes an idea. You cannot hold up an idea until it becomes what? value. You cannot hold a thought of value and plan and structure it in a system until you become product or services for mankind. That person is mentally lazy. A lot of people just jump out from their bed every day just to physically perform some activities to make money, and they're mentally lazy. That's why they're struggling every day, because they could not create system. That's why whenever they're happy, they're excited, the momentum is high, they can have results. Momentum is low, they cannot have results because they did not put systems in place. System will make you have results in season and out of season. So let's write this one down. A faulty component is the one that doesn't move, that doesn't respond or perform in a desired duty. A faulty component is the one that doesn't respond or perform its design duty. So a faulty component is one that doesn't respond or perform in its desired duty. That means the purpose of designing that thing, he did not perform in that capacity. That is a faulty component. So by the time you put those components together, those components you put together is called the mechanism. So it's also work. All is also work. That's supposed to be in motion. Imagine starting a car, like I keep you saying yesterday, and you start the car 5 minutes and the car off. Start the car. That's what's happening to us now. Is the generator system faulty? Is it faulty now? Yes. You start it 2 minutes time is off, 1 minute time is off. It's a faulty component. So it's not giving up. That the desire, the purpose for having that system is defeated. That means it's what? Faulty. So when you want to create a system, the elements you must look at, components you're going to put together, how will they work together so that they will not have a faulty component. So write this one down. Whenever systems you create, set it in motion. Whatever system you create, set it in motion. Whatever system you create, set it in motion. You see how to create prospecting systems, inviting systems, presentation systems, set it in motion. Whatever systems you create, set them in motion. Life, your health life, whatever system you create, set it in what? In motion. Example, cars, businesses, anything you want to create, set it in motion. So if you don't set it in motion, the system is already faulty. It's not performing in its desired capacity. So for you to feel the force of your system, you must set it in motion. Let's look at momentum. Every system must have a component, and the components must be arranged. When you arrange the components of a system, that form the mechanism of the system, set the system in motion, and the system must gain momentum as it's moving in motion. Let's look at momentum. Turn on momentum. In fact, we said something last time, that the law of inertia, a body will remain at rest and continue to be at rest except acted by equal and opposite force. A body will remain in emotion and continue in motion except acted by equal and opposite force. So we also say momentum is when a body is moving, it begins to gain momentum as it's moving. For example, now, pushing a car that is just parked is difficult that first time you want to push the car. But when the car starts moving, as it's moving, it's gaining momentum. Turn on momentum. So any system you are creating, you are arranging components. And once you arrange the components, this is called the mechanism of the system. Once a system, because everything must be put in motion. And the system must also gain momentum. Turn on momentum. For it to be a functionable system, it must gain momentum. So let's write this one down. Once a system is set in motion, the system should gain momentum and develop life of its own. Once a system is set in motion, it should be able to create momentum and develop a life of its own. You know, yesterday we talked about God creating solar system, creating the animal vegetation system, the animal systems and the rest. And God says, God created man, so that man can on his own reproduce themselves. Man on his own reproduce themselves, whether God is there or not. Man can actually meet a woman and they can give birth to children. Children can give birth like that and like that. So I said, once the system is set in motion, the system should be able to gain momentum and develop a life of its own. Imagine a guy that owns a bank, and the bank cannot gain momentum on its own to create another bank, That is a faulty system. It's not going to work. In your financial life, you cannot create a system and say, okay, all the money I'm going to make, I'm going to save 10%. I say the 10%, and once it's getting to 1 million naira, I will invest it in assets. The money assets brings, I will also save 10% again. When you get to 1 million, I invest in assets. That's going to happen. So your money brings money, because the purpose of making money is to use part of your money and make more money before you spend. Yes or yes? So one can say that whether you like it or not, any money that you earn, you must keep 10% minimum. And the purpose of keeping that percent is not to spend, it's not to squander, it's just to buy an asset. That when I say bring money, keep 10% and buy assets. So if you also create a system in your life, all okay, say, okay, every 2 days I must eat a fruit. I cannot stay without not eating apple. One of my friends, Jim Ron, one of my mentors said, apple a day keep you away from sickness. Yes or yes? So I'm going to create about my health. Every two days I must eat fruit. So whether I like it or not, instead of let me deny myself of any food, I must eat fruit so that it can boost my body. I must take supplements. I must sleep for at least 3 to 4, 5, 6 hours in a day. Is that good or very good? So Create system for your health. Create system for I must go to church every Sunday morning. Is a system that will put you on a track to perform it, to always go and hear the word of God, to refresh by your spiritual system. Is that good or very good? I must read Bible every day. I must study every day. These are the systems you put in place. And you must put time. You must put time, specific time where you're going to perform that task. And you must have something like KPI, something like accountability system to also check it. We're going to management very soon. So I would like us to write this one out. It must be, a momentum must be self-regulating and self-sustaining in order to produce consistent results. A system that has momentum must be self-regulating and self-sustaining. Must be self-regulating and self-sustaining in order to produce consistent results. Any good system must be self-regulating and self-sustaining. Any good system must be self-regulating and self-sustaining in order to produce consistent results. Any good system must be self-regulating and self-sustaining in order to produce consistent results. Any good system at all must be self-regulating and self-sustaining in order to produce consistent results. Full stop. A system should get a life of its own meaning. So a system should be able to produce a life of its own meaning, that you will only be working hard at the production stage, build it, create it, and to get it started. So a system should get a life of its own. System should get a life of its own. Every system will get a life of its own. Meaning that you only be working hard to produce the system, to build the stages, build and create and get it started. So a system should get a life of its own. Full stop. The system should get a life of its own. Meaning that all you need to do is to work hard to produce the stages, build it, create it, and get it started. Just like the way we get to produce cars. Every system will get a life of its own. As you start the car, as you on your fridge, you're supposed to get a life of its own. It's supposed to regulate himself and sustain itself. Any good system should be able to get a life of its own. Meaning that all you need to do is to work hard at the production stage, producing stage, building it, creating it, and get it started. So every system that you get started is also regulate on its own, is also sustain its own self. That you sit down and say, okay, my financial life, I'm going to create the financial life. I will live well to my children. I will not just live well to my children. I'm going to teach my children how to also create the wealth so that they will not go and squander what they created. Because you don't prepare a future for a child. You prepare a child for what? The future. A system should get a life of its own. Have you written that one down? Full stop. Meaning that all you need to do is to work hard at the production stage, building stage, creating stage, and get it started. So that's all you need to do. Work hard at producing stage, working on it, building it to make it start. So once it starts, it's going to sustain itself. Because if you don't sustain itself, at any point the system is faulting, okay, you actually lose the full purpose of that system. Just like this morning, you can see our system of electrification has broken down. We 2 generators, we just woke up one morning, none of them is working right now. We are battling back and front because the system is broken down. So we have to continue. So looking at it today, I would like us to write this one down. After starting a good system for a short time, it should be able to regulate itself. Okay, take your hand off the system and watch the system gain momentum. Turn on momentum. So write this one down. Work hard mentally and physically to create wealth generating system. Work hard mentally and physically to create wealth generating system. You should work hard mentally and physically to create wealth generating system. Work hard mentally and physically to create wealth generating system. So looking at it today, the only thing we're asking you to do every morning is that please work hard mentally, physically to create wealth generating system. Because if you don't create wealth generating system, you will be surviving. It's not surviving. Because you want to work hard, you make money. Since you don't have any system, the day you are sick, everything is sick. When you are surviving, your life is at risk. Everything about it is at risk. Whether you are teaching, whether you are working for government, whether you are driving keke, you are doing, because any day a permanent secretary dies, before they bury him, they will replace you with another secretary, permanent secretary. Yes or yes? Any day a commissioner of police die, before they bury him, they will replace another commissioner of police. Yes or yes? That means his life was at risk. The guy that sell akara on the roadside, he didn't teach anybody how to sell akara. He died, akara sport has ended. Yes or yes? The guy that died keke, a keke man that is sick, keke is also sick now. Keke cannot drive himself around, If you see keke where they drive himself around, will you enter that kind of keke? You will not enter that kind of keke. Imagine that. A teacher that is sick, headmaster, that is sick now, his seat is already vacant. He's sick for 1 year, they will replace him with another headmaster. Yes or yes? So we say a transactional relationship is good. You can survive. You can earn a living. But that particular one, you don't have systems at all. Anything happen to you, that's the breakdown of the system. But you imagine you now creating a community, building people, building organization like MTN, Glow, Tea Salad, Montu Suite, White Beach Hotel, a community of successful people, entrepreneurs. Even if anything happens to you, the system can still run because it has gained momentum. Momentum. So that's what happened. You see, the thing is this. My mentor created a system for me to copy. Today, I'm in Uyo. He's in Atlanta, Georgia, in US. I'm in Uyo, and we are doing business in Uyo. Is he making money in US? Yes. It doesn't have to be here. You don't have to be here. I have a big office in Jos. I'm in Uyo. They are doing business in Jos. Am I making money in Uyo? Yes. I have a big office in Enugu. I have in Umaya. I have in Port Harcourt. So business is just create systems, internal systems. Whether you are there or not, systems also regulate himself. So you cannot sit down and say, okay, my health life, now how can I create things that work for me? Okay, I'm going to plan my life this month. This is my budget for food. This is my budget for groceries. This is my budget for vegetables. This is my budget for fruit. You have to budget yourself, plan your life so that you will not live. Success is not a guesswork. Just like telling you that becoming a medical doctor is not a guesswork. Becoming a lawyer is not a guesswork. Becoming a tailor is not a guesswork. Becoming a carpenter is not a guesswork. You must learn. Learn. So if you can learn carpentry, why can't you learn wealth? If you not close the door and pray from now to tomorrow to wake up to become a tailor, why can't you not? Why are you doing that for wealth? People close their door, pray every day. God, come and brush my mouth. God, come and bath me. God, come and clean my bum. If God have to do everything for you, why did he give you a brain? God gave you a brain to develop your brain. In any area of your life, you need to satisfy, because in any area of your life you are struggling, sincerely, you lack some element of truth. You lack some element of systems in that area. So the Bible says, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. So, and we said that the ignorance is the absence of what? Truth. Of course, knowledge is accumulation of what? Truth. Understanding is assimilation of what? Truth. Wisdom is application of what? Truth. Of course, foolishness is abandonment of what? Truth. So it's the fact that in your life you are struggling with, you need some element of truth in that life. And what we are telling you today, every part of your life, you can create system to sustain it. And any system, you must arrange some component to form the mechanism of the system. This will happen, this will happen, this will happen. These are all components. They're not components. When you arrange them, you form the mechanism. So the components, you have to think how they're going to work in motion. If this one work, this one work, this one, this one, you have the result. They're not result. The same thing school start down to say, imagine I want to become a doctor. We shall have first year, second year, third year, fourth year. These are the courses, the syllabus. We start going to courses, blah, 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 go to theater, go to lab. These are what happens. So to make you desire, of course, we said that information is everywhere, but knowledge is packaged information tailored to solve a problem. Yes or yes? Yes. Package it to tailor it to solve a problem. The same thing we are talking about wealth. The same thing about wealth, you have to package this information to help you achieve your dream. And those packaging is called system. Internal system. The other time you want to fry akara, there are system for akara. You get the beans, you wash it, blah blah blah, grind it. There are system to get akara. If not system, the akara will not come out now. Yes or yes? There are systems you must create. So you must set it in motion. You must gain momentum. You must be able to produce a life and sustain itself, regulate and sustain itself. Now imagine a car engine that you start every 5 minutes. Like what is happening to our gen this morning? I start the gen 2 minutes and the gen is off. Start the gen, we bring the second one, start the gen, the same problem. So imagine that you have to call mechanic, please come, where are you people? Lights, just to make sure the system is working. So let's look at the management. Management of a system. So system needs maintenance. Every working system needs maintenance. So not just creating ones and say that is all. You must create a maintenance purpose. Imagine driving a car for a whole 1 month. No changing of oil, no changing of this, no wheel balancing, the car will break down. So every month we change oil in our car. Sometimes we use gauge in the kilometers when we go and change oil. So every system needs what? Maintenance. Even the one God created you, after some times, God expects that headaches, malaria, typhoid, this and that, you need to maintain yourself. Even the one that God gave to you, every morning you bath yourself, you brush your teeth. Are you maintaining your teeth? Yes. Are you maintaining your teeth every morning? Yes. Definitely. God gave a system, but you must maintain it. Are you also taking your bath every morning? Yes. Definitely, you must maintain it. Because if you don't maintain it, it will not give you output, it will not perform, it will not be able to sustain, it will not be able to regulate and sustain itself. So as a system needs what? Maintenance, full stop. This involves checking and inspection to see if the component is working in order. This involves checking and inspection to see if the component is working in order. That's when you have KPI. Every time there's key performance index, you have to check what you say you will do to yourself to achieve your result. Do you do them? Have you documented it? See something, anything you cannot document, you cannot modify. Only things you can document, you can do what? Modify. You cannot document anything, you cannot improve on it. So if you're not documenting your financial life, you cannot improve on it. If you're not documenting your health, you cannot improve. How do you now know where you are not doing well, what you need to do? And sometimes you are thinking about in your brain, that is called worry. But the time you write, it's called thinking. You think on paper, write strength, write weakness. What am I good? What am I not good at? I say every system involves checking and inspection to see if the components are working in order. Full stop. If the system is working perfectly, it also needs servicing time to time. So that is one, you need servicing time to time. Okay. Every beautiful engine needs maintenance and all of that. Regular servicings depend on how you use it, because we talked about recalibration last time. We said that anytime you use a system, it loses calibration. So you need to recalibrate it back. Yes or yes? Just like you, anytime you are working every day, you are going to meet so many garbage on the way, so many negative news, so many things that is not encouraging you. Dollar is going up, inflation, high cost of some things in the market, dollar self-subsidy removal, they should get in River State, blah, blah, blah. These are all negative news. And government wants you to believe that this negative news is a reason why you are broke and poor. But no, these are all contributing factor. What do I call them? Contributing factor. Contributing factor are not determining factor. Contributing factor is things happening around you, you don't have control over. Determining factor is things happening inside of you, they have control over. Tell your neighbor, I'm a success. Tell yourself, I'm a boss. Tell your neighbor, I'm a millionaire. Tell your neighbor, I'm more than enough. So you need to have a self-generating system inside of you that will bring the results you desire. So let's write this one down. How do I create? The question is that you never take your eyes off your system. So the question is that, how do I create a system for my health? That's the question you ask yourself. How do I create a system for my health, my wealth, my domestic bliss, my influential? How do I create systems to create an influential environment around me? How do I create systems about my health, about my wealth, about my marriage, about my family, about my children? How do I create systems about all these things? So, and set them in motion, so that where they will gain momentum and I will manage them. So how do you create components of system that you arrange them to set them in motion, that they will gain momentum and you can manage it? So if you don't create those systems, you might be struggling with your life. So, okay, good and fine. So how do you create system? I'm going to give you some expo, about 4 of them. So how do I create a system for my health, for my wealth, for my domestic life, for my financial life, and my social life, to gain and set them in motion and watch them gain momentum, and I will manage them. So how do I arrange my components? I'm going to give you some expo today, how to do that, how to create components, to arrange them to form the mechanism of your system that will set them in motion for them to gain momentum and you manage them. Whether it's in your health system, your family system, your financial system, and your social system, how are you going to create it? Because you must gain self-mastery. And self-mastery is very powerful. When you know that I am in charge, anything happens to me, I'm the one that permits it. Whether love, peace, I'm the one that will permit it. So I will design the life I want and live the life I want, because you are the architect of your financial future. Yes or yes? Yes. So, and then I'm going to give you some of the systems you can create today. So that's the question you should ask yourself. This training today is to help you achieve just one thing. So help you, any area of your life struggling, you should be able to think about system. Tell us system. Okay, how do I create this? Okay, since I'm not earning much money, 1 month I can say I will not be stranded in life. I will not be begging. I will not be living a life of caricature. Last time we said that when a man does not have a good, he does not know how to manage his money, he's telling himself that money is the boss. And I tell you, money is not good as the boss. Money is good as a servant. Money is very good as a servant. When money bosses you, the money will humble you. It is what they call humility. What do I call it? Humility. Money will make you to do what you're not supposed to do. Money will use and brush mouth. So that is not good for you as a person. So let's look at 4 systems I want to just touch, because I want to talk about the components today. Four of them. So we are still on the elements of systems. So one of the systems I want to look at, let's look at our health system. So let me give you some health systems. So how you can arrange the components and make them, set them in motion and make them gain momentum and you manage. So let's look at the first one, the health system. This includes your spiritual, physical, and mental health. The health system you should be looking at, this includes your spiritual, physical, and mental health. It's very, very important. This includes your spiritual, physical, and mental health. If I want to even add 4, spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical health. Spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical health. Spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical. Why I'm giving it 4 is because we know from the book you read, The Secrets of the Millionaire's Mind, that your spiritual, emotional, and mental produce what? The physical. So whatever you see in the physical is a printout of spiritual, mental, and emotional. It's just like typing, of course, system in a computer, and you do not put the M, and you click print. And once you print, it's going to put A4 paper and print. It's going to print a system without an M because you did not input M when you're typing it on your Corel Draw, on your Word or Microsoft Word, And even if you print it 100 times, it's going to print system without an M 100 times. Yes or yes? Yes. The problem, is it the paper? No. Is it the printer? No. Is it the wire? No. Is it the computer? No. If you like, pray from now to tomorrow. If your financial blueprint is not working, okay, the financial life you're going to produce is a wrong financial result. So the problem is not the physical. The problem is that go back to your spiritual, emotional, and mental world. Go and simply, because you're going to the system and just put an M. And just one print, it will print a system with an M. Yes or yes? Yes. So the same thing. So we are going to talk about health system. We're talking about the spiritual, emotional, mental, and what? Physical health. Full stop. You must identify the components and arrange them and set them in motion. You must identify the component. I'm going to give you some of the components today. You must identify the components for your spiritual, emotional, physical, and mental health and set them in motion and manage them well. Manage them well. And manage them, of course, well. Set them in motion and for them to gain momentum and you manage them well. Because you need a system. You don't need emotion and energy. You need systems. You don't need emotion or energy. You need systems because you will be inconsistent if you are using emotion and energy. Because whenever your emotion is high, you produce high results. Your emotion is less, you realize. And this on top of life on its own, you cannot be every time hyper. Can't be some days you wake up. The day, every day, if you just feel, why is today like this? The energy that will stand up from the house is not even there. So imagine that kind of a day, or somebody just offend you, or you heard bad news that's going to affect you. Everything about your life will be affected. That's why we don't like transactional relationship. But you put a system, whether you're happy or not, you put a system that every morning you must wake up, you must brush your mind, you must do. There's a system in place, and you have practiced for 21 days, you have formed habit. It's an habit. It becomes discipline. Whether you're in season or not of season, you're going to produce results. It's a result. So why you need system is because you don't need to rely on emotions and energy. But whenever you have high emotions, high energy, you produce high results. Without high emotion, high energy, you don't produce much results. So, but system will help you regulate it. Whether you're in good condition or not, you still have results. No results. So put up a system for your spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical health. Bit of emotion, like what I normally do for myself. I cannot say 2 days without not eating fruit because it's not going to work. Because I know I talk, I stress, I joke, I play, So I need my energy to be high. I need to create an environment that will make me happy. Anything that makes me not happy, I'm not interested. So I like an environment that makes me smile, that pump my adrenaline. I like to listen to mentors that will challenge my thought. I like to listen to people that will make me start thinking that my thought is small. I need to make me that beginning that the whole world, I can achieve a lot. I can create something that can affect the whole world positively. So I like those kind of environment that pump my adrenaline, or I like things that moves me, that's by fan of passion. So I think I have to convert my passion into what? Business. How to convert my experiences into what? Stories. How to convert my gifts into what? Skills. So you're going to convert them and you're going to see what happens to you. So number 2, you have to look at how you can create systems in your family life. A family life system. A family system for yourself. How are you going to sit down with your wife and your husband and say, for this marriage to work, we must come to agreement. We must always disagree to agree. We must come to agreement. We must come to decide how we want to lay our bed, how we want to lie on it. So this includes the quality of your domestic life in forms of deeper love, better communication, stronger ties with your partner or your spouse. So you have to sit down to create systems on this. And one system that works for everybody is that the one I've read in so many books, attend marriage counseling and all those things, that you must have something you must always do in common every day with your spouse, with your friend. So that you have something you must do every day. Whether you want to play Ludo, card, watch Telemundo, me, I don't like watching televisions, but because of my wife, I'm watching Telemundo and Z-World. Can you just imagine that? But we have to create a system that works for us. I can stay a whole year, I don't watch television, I don't have interest. Because I'm married now, I have to do what I don't like, just because I have to create a system that works for us. So like if I go back home, my first 3 hours is family time. It's my children's time. But my wife will stay. We'll come close. I have 3 children. They must tell me what happened. My son will come and talk. That one learn how to talk. That one will report both the house help, report the gate man, report the security man, report mommy, report sister, report everybody. So you as a father, you must sit down and listen. And sometimes you'll be smiling and be answering the things you don't hear. Daddy, do you understand? Yes. You have to understand those people. You have to. That is, everything. The children, the way they request for things, they don't even think that you cannot afford it. That you will buy me a big aeroplane like this. You say yes. How can that be? The guy likes to watch Spider-Man. Is that you get me a big Spider-Man, plenty, many spiders? Yes, no wahala. That way will you get it for me? Tomorrow, I'll say, yeah, I will think about it. Then you start thinking about it now. This boy, you have to answer the question. And you know what happened? So you have to say it's only time. A system that works for me, 3 hours. After 3 hours, hey, go to your room, carry your toy, leave my room. And my wife time start, at least 2 hours for her. Then that 2 hours, either we're going to watch Telemundo, bet together, what I want to do together. I must give her the time. And she knows, and me, I know, that we must give her this time. But please, once my 2 hours reach, I tell her and say, even sometimes the Telemundo, sometimes they watch and they sleep. Sometimes they form the sleep. Maybe what are you watching? I say, I'm watching. What are they saying? I say, they are saying something. He say, what are they saying? I say, I'm following. He say, I'm just following. Let's follow it. I don't know. So there's one of them that are watching right now in Telemundo. They call it Aurelio Casillas. They shoot gun. I say, the guy shooting gun. I know they understand what they do for there. You just have to smile. Tell us smile. Ese zag nana yera me and zag nana yin so that so and so that works. I want 2 hours me. Baby, my 2 hours don't reach you. Now my own time now, my me time. I will go to start reading or early in the morning, whichever works for me. So that you have to start and take a snare works for you. So that the woman will not tell you, hey, you don't have my time, you don't have my time, you are very, very busy. Blah, blah, blah. You don't say the 2 hours you have been doing now. What is that one now? At least something can work for us. Yes or yes? Go and leave the house in the morning, come back in the evening. You know, so and most of the times before you leave in the house, drop some good messages to her. Baby, I love you. That best thing happened to me. Yeah, if I without you, I'm no woman. They like that kind of thing. Wine in brain. Where? Yes or yes? Now peace for peace to reign. No, now for peace to reign. No, you must do amo. Before you come for house, you kiss her for here. Baby, I love you. Kiss her for here. Hold and hug her. That one, you come back for night. Kiss her for here. She go happy. So I make you get peace of mind as man. Man no need extra headache for family. Now they will go rest. Yes or yes? You must turn 21st century husband for peace to reign. Now make you no forget BP, join for marriage. You know, the way married men are dying, can't you see? The problem is too much. This way they will talk. So, so for you not to work, for you not to be like that. Anytime argument come, just agree defeat for woman. No go there. You agree. You won the battle before we start. Baby, you agree. You won the battle, so no need. I'm a failure. Accept it. They go happy well. Allow them. Make them enjoy. Their children. Now why you arguing with baby? You men they argue with children. They argue with woman. Be like me, they argue with my daughter. They argue with my son. I crazy. I go look at like that small children now. Daddy, will you buy me? They say yes. I go buy them for you. No worry. Where will you buy it for me? I'm thinking about it. Daddy, 2 years. 2 years over. Daddy, I still thinking about it. I'm still thinking 2 years is as fast. I'm still thinking about it. Yes or yes? Yes. Woman, they argue with them. No, they argue with woman. Now your brain no correct. We supposed to come put oil. Now what they tell you them family system, internal system. As soon as starting talk, you a man, you argue with woman. Try and say you win. When you say you win, give them the championship. She don't want them again. She don't want them again now. If I know the reason don't look me for you, I will just keep quiet. I go turn deaf and dumb. I go turn Tinubu or Buhari. You turn like well. I turn Tinubu. You know what? That's how did Buhari rule Nigeria? Buhari rule Nigeria because he turned deaf and dumb. He talked like the guy just look you. He said, I don't know. I'm not aware. Buhari is not aware. He's not aware. That's how to rule your family. I'm telling you now. They copy from those guys, not good people, but not people. Just copy something for them. Buhari is not aware. I'm not aware. He's not aware. And that's how you rule Nigeria for 8 years. Don't look, Buhari. Look at all these men that have good marriages. Look at them. They will tell you, no, they follow woman, argue. They don't know me. Children, buy them shawarma, pizza, they're happy. These are children. Why are you doing like this? Why are you doing like this? Give woman money. Just give her money. She will allow you rest. Hello. I'm not like this. I don't know why I'm talking this today. Don't worry. Let's continue. Family system. Okay, let's write this on family system. Identify the components and arrange them. Set them in motion. Identify the component. It might not work perfectly on your own. Decide with your wife. Identify the components, arrange them, and set them in motion and manage them well. Arrange them all and talk about everything. In marriage, talk about everything. No sweep anything under the carpet. Bring and come discuss about them. When you want an argument, as a man, accept defeat. Immediately, accept defeat. No go there. You don't fail. I'm telling you, you're a failure. In case you don't know, you're not informed. Yeah. Human, you know, be woman for discuss that kind of thing. Now is a while a day. So sometimes, you know, when we're newly married, this time my mother just say no, you know, bring and come here. If I want me to bring how my father do, you know, like him. So let's forget about our father and mother. Let's sit down and design our own future by ourselves. You agree? He say, you agree? Hey. So we need to talk about everything. Talk about everything about it. Talk about everything. Discuss it. You have a very peaceful home and there's no wahala at all, because it's not good for you to emotionally down and come to a business. You will not be functioning well. Woman don't finish you for us. Even if the money no day, if money might give you some expo. If you get 20K, no give woman all the money at once. Like give her the money in business. Give her 5,000 every day. Drop 5,000 tomorrow. Drop 5,000. No, you got the money at once. You don't mess up. Give her the money small. You say my husband give me money every day. Hey, now women. If now 1,000, give her every day. 1,000. Woman will love you well. Just share the money. Give her 1,000 every day. Baby, collect this one today. Tomorrow you another 1,000. She will like him. If you give the woman once, he said the last time you gave me money, last time. Can't you see? Share the money small. He said, my husband give money every day. She no go mention the amounts. Yes or yes? Now for you. If I get 1 million, I give my 1 million one day. And then the grace, I will share the money 50,000, 70,000. Today I go drop 70K. Tomorrow you love me, I said 70K. Tomorrow 50,000, 10 naira. I'll give her the 1 million at once. My not no complain now. You say they talk to her, say my husband give me money every day. I go look, I go smile. I go one guy, I say Jesus. Don't worry, let's continue. After you pay me money to teach you, right? Pay me plenty money to teach you how to have a good home. No quarrel at all. No quarrel. Loading phone. If you get 1,000 load phone, load down 1,000 naira, load down 50 naira every day. 50 naira. He said, my husband load my phone every day. That's what I can afford. So what happened? Discuss with him, she can agree with you. So this is what I can do. This is what I can do. I will do it every day. I will try my best. You know, say you get the money, drop every day. My husband loves me a lot. Women, the way they treat your children, treat women like that, you can see you get problem. You don't get problem. That guy biscuit, give woman, give one picking biscuit every day. Daddy give me biscuit every day. That is a good man. Shawarma every day. Yes or yes? You pack all of them, give one picking. You carry everything format. Tomorrow you go see, ask you another one. Now what for you? You know the think I'm well now. Now you know anything. I get it crazy yourself. Number 3, let's leave that one alone. I don't know why I'm there. Number 3 is your financial system. What I call it? Financial system. So this includes your personal finance, to multiply your income, to make extra income, get extra source of income. These are finances. You must create systems that will give you money and that will multiply your money. Business, financial system has to do with 2 things, most importantly. It has to do with business and investment. What I call it? Business and investment. So the purpose of making money in business is to invest the money, part of the money. So if you make money, spend money. So you don't own investment, okay? I give you 3, 4, 5 years, you'll soon be broke. You one day become, I was once a rich man. Because the purpose of doing business is to buy assets. Not assets that will give you capital gain, that will give you cash flow. Cash flow. Capital gain is to buy a land of 1 million, sell it after 1 year for 1.5 or 2 million. That is called capital gain. Capital gain. Cash flow is to invest into someone's poultry farm or into someone's business or own asset treasury bills that will give you small money every month. If you invest into a poultry farm that lays egg, anytime it lays egg, the money is keep coming. Or you build a house and be collecting rent. There's no one that I like about real estate, and I'm now focusing on that. I've tried so many ones that did not work. Focusing on real estate right now is because real estate is, even if you want to lose, you will not lose your capital. The worst thing to lose in an investment is your capital. Don't ever risk with your capital. You can risk the profit too, no risk capital. Because imagine now you build a house for a tenant and the tenant will not pay, for example. You do not lose your house, you only lose the capital, the interest, which is the rent. Yes or yes? The house is still there. So you get what I'm trying to say? So you don't joke with your capital in an investment. So I will teach you one of these things one day. The only thing you can risk in any investment at all, the only thing you can risk is your interest. Don't ever risk your capital in an investment. Don't risk it. You want to risk capital investment, don't risk money, don't risk valuable items, risk your idea. It's an idea. Risk your strategy. Don't risk your money. Because you can't be losing money and become rich in life. You can't lose money and become rich. So for you to be rich and wealthy, you must always protect your capital. So you have your social system. Social system. Social system is very important. It doesn't matter. How do I put it? Simply say, people don't want to know how much. How do they put them? How much you care until they know how
much you care until
people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Okay? So don't ever risk your social capital. How you can, there's something that says it's all about who you know that matters a lot. Who you know and who knows you. Who you know determines what you know. Who you know determines what you know. Who you know determines what you know. Who knows you is better than what you know. Who you know determines what you know. Full stop. Who knows you is better than what you know. You can know everything, nobody knows you. Money is simply information. Broke people lack information. That's why they give. That's why that's why they don't have money. So who you know is very important. Who you know is very important. Who you know determines you know. That's one thing that I can tell you. So social capital, for you to do that, you must create systems and how to